The gentleman from Colonial Heights, Mr. Cox.
Point of personal privilege, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman has the floor. House will come to order.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today to commend the professionalism of our law enforcement, in particular our Capitol Police. You know, I've been struck for the last 23 years of how each and every one of them go about their jobs. And it's tough. I mean, the balance between free speech rights and protecting this incredible historic working Capitol, and they always do it with remarkable professionalism and somehow with a smile on their face. I'm also particularly proud of the decision we made to hire Colonel Stephen Pike as our new head of the Capitol Police. I can't tell you how impressed I've been over the last few months with his integrity and professionalism. And so much goes on behind the scenes that people don't know about. And let me give you some examples from well before the session beginning. Colonel Pike had so many different issues to deal with. I mean, obviously the Occupy movement, and a lot of the agitators that were infiltrating that movement, what had happened in other capitals, and of course, I mean, some capitals being totally overrun. And as a matter of fact, the Occupy movement had actually sent scouts into the Capitol to basically probe where we were vulnerable to that. And they were shocked how well organized we actually were. And of course, you know how events have unfolded the last 60 days, but let me tell you, they constantly monitor internet traffic. They're constantly giving warners of different agitators or infiltrator groups. There have been other places around the nation where glitter bombs have been thrown at legislators and various other worse things have happened. They're not going to tell you all that stuff because they're too professional to do that. It was alluded to an event very early in the session where graffiti was painted on the doors of the Capitol, but that was very quickly professionally handled. Protocol says that's the way you do it. And of course, we had the incident on Saturday. I would challenge each and every member to sit down with Colonel Pike and have him walk you through everything he did. You will be more than impressed. He thought of every situation. He followed protocol to a T. And let me tell you how important that is, to treat every group the same, to respect their free speech rights as much as everyone else, to protect them as well as the public and the tourists. And I can tell you he gave countless hours of how that was done. That group was repeatedly told what the rules were, as every other group is. They were repeatedly told what would happen if you didn't do that. When the Capitol Police were actually overrun as they approached the Capitol steps, mainly by a core group of agitators, that's when the state police tactical force was called in. That is not some ad hoc group. That is an extremely professional group under Colonel Stephen Flaherty that has worked inaugurations, has been called in numerous situations over the years. They know what they're doing. They have very exact protocols, and they exercise those. I would ask him exactly how each person that was arrested who wanted to be arrested, let's be honest here, they wanted the photo, they wanted to be arrested, they wanted a certain portrait painted of what happened. And that's the challenge of what the Capitol Police and the state police face, and they know that. And they can deal with that. But their one goal is to make sure that this Capitol is safe. And they do that. Ask them about what happened with the buses where people were detained and how those people were really treated, how protocol was followed, how they were allowed to use the restroom, etc. And I hope you do that because I think it's your responsibility to do your due diligence. But after you've gone through that, I hope you'll do what I'm going to do and thank every one of them individually for the sacrifice they make and the great job they do. And then I hope you'll have the courage, after going through your due diligence, on both sides of the aisle, and both sides of the Capitol, to stand up and recognize them for what they do. Because I think that united front will go a long ways to helping truly make this the safe capital it should be. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We do indeed thank the members of our Capitol Police and our State Police. They do a magnificent job for us and do not get the credit they deserve.